Tanner Sears is our guest here between games at the break. Welcome. When we did our first game here, you were, I think, 1 for 19. You've really turned your season around. What have you done?
I kind of just simplified everything down, tried to stop worrying about what was going on and just tried to throw the barrel at the ball and see what happens.
Well, in that game, I think you hit a home run to right field. Have you been going the other way a little bit?
A lot. I haven't pulled the ball very often.
Yeah. Were you just getting too pull conscious?
I wouldn't say pull conscious, just I was getting frustrated at stuff that wasn't in my control, and so I tried to do too much at that point and just took a little bit of simplifying and was able to go the other way really well since then.
Well, that's on the offensive side. Tanner, one thing I've really noticed about you, and having been around baseball for a long time, you really are athletic behind the plate. And I love the way you receive the ball, you block the ball, and you got a great arm. What are you doing next year? You've been picked up and signed already, right?
Yeah, I actually signed my letter of intent to Central Methodist over Christmas break. And I think I have 3 or 4 years there that I should be able to play.
Is that right? Is that a COVID deal?
So I think I have 4, but I might have 3. I'm not 100% sure on that.
But I mean, is that because of the COVID? Yeah. Everybody gets a free year, basically?
Yeah. I have last year, we got that back, and then transferred here this year. And according to JUCO, we have this one back too.
Right.
But NAIA and NCAA haven't given it yet, so I'm not sure if we'll get it or not for next year.
Does that make it easier to play this year, knowing that you're all done with that?
Having signed?
Yeah.
I mean, a little bit. I like to just look at things as the fact of I'm just going to go out and play my game and have fun, and whatever happens, happens. Whenever it happens, it'll come to it.
Tanner Sears is our guest here at the break. You come to North Central Missouri, and the way I understand it is you've really gotten yourself in great shape and really put a lot into this year. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I showed up in the fall, and with the pandemic and all the shutdown the past spring and summer, it was kind of tough last spring to find a gym that was open. So I had to do some body weight stuff downstairs in my house, and then finally got into a gym that was open, got into a summer league, got to work with that and kind of get back into the shape that I was in last spring. I was in really good shape last spring. I had lost 15 pounds from the fall of my freshman year. And so I've been trying to get back to that, and I've continued losing weight, and I'm down 7 pounds since the start of the season.
You know, the old thing in baseball was you can be too strong, that flexibility is more important, and now I think it's got to a balancing point. But where are you on that? Which side do you lean on, the power side or the flexibility side?
It takes both, for sure. I try to do explosive lifts whenever I'm in the gym and stay explosive with my lower body and my core. But I don't think you can be too big to play baseball, but flexibility is also a huge part of it.
Right.
The too big people see is people that aren't flexible. If you're not flexible, it's hard to play, but you can't be too big as long as you stay flexible at the same time.
Behind the plate, you have a lot of control of the game, but how much does Donnie Hillerman allow you to have as far as calling pitches?
Coming into the season, I was figuring that I was going to look at him, and the plan was to look at him, show him what I was going to call, and then he could tell me yes or no and go off what. But we got to the first weekend, and I looked over, and he wasn't really looking at me to give me a sign, so he's kind of let me run with it, and I love that. I love having control of the game. I'm kind of a control freak on the field, so I like having control of the game back there and being able to look at swings and read swings and go from there and at bats and situations.
Yeah. Can you do anything to prepare before you actually see a hitter step into the box? I mean, you guys have any videotape or anything you look at, anything like that?
We can find some teams' videos online. Whenever we are able to take BP on the field, you're able to look over at that and kind of be like, okay, these guys are pull happy, or this guy actually likes to go the other way. And you can kind of look pregame, but a lot of it's the eye test when they step in the box. It's kind of like, all right, maybe he pulls it, maybe he doesn't. Let's test the waters and see what we can do with him here. All
right, Tanner, coach us up a little bit. So what's the first thing you look at when a guy steps in the box? His feet, his hands, what?
I kind of look at where he's positioned. If we have a softer thrower on the mound and he's still back in the box, I like to stay off speed and just kind of see if I can get him out in front. If he's off the plate a ways, we try to live away and try to get him to reach for one and roll it over. I mean, you can look at feet, look at positioning. Sometimes you look at hands and kind of see how his swing path is, and if he's a big lifter, then you can stay low on him and make him roll one over.
before we're done here, I need to ask you about your family and where you're from and all of that kind of stuff. You want to start with tell us a little bit about your family, please?
So both my parents teach where I'm from, Higginsville, Missouri.
You're a Husker.
Yes,
All
yes
right.
I am. Landon Fig. But my mom teaches middle school family and consumer sciences, and my dad does 7th and 8th grade science.
Nice. All right. Brothers and sisters?
I have a little sister that's 16 years old.
Is she a player?
She plays softball. She's had a couple of hip surgeries recently, and really early in her life to have those at 16, 15, and I'm hoping that she's able to get back on the mound because she was really something special.
Well, I'll second that. I hope that she's doing well. Next year, Central Methodist, and then what are you going to do after your baseball's done?
Plan is to get a double major in sports marketing or sports management and marketing. The hope is to continue to play baseball as long as possible, whether it's overseas or being lucky enough to get picked up. But I mean, the plan is if I do a sports management degree with the marketing side of things too, there's a lot I can do off of that. I could becoming an agent. I could be an AD at a high school or a college. There's a lot I can do with that.
Well, Tanner, you keep those soft hands behind the plate and you keep going the other way, and I bet you do get a chance to play.
Thank you.
Hey, it's been great visiting with you. Tanner Sears, our guest, and we'll sign off now, and we'll be back for Game 2 in just a few minutes here on Pirates Digital Media.